Hi everyone, so Emmylou here. So today we've done the Monet, as in we've done the Monet blocking in with the paint. Now I want to go over with chalk pastels. So they're these, ta-da! Love them, absolutely love them. I've kind of tried to keep my set neat, but yeah, it's kind of covered in different colours, but all you need really for the next step is you could paint into it, but for this one I just thought I'm going to go over with chalk and really put the detail in. So you're quite welcome to do it with me, or if you want to just watch it, just do that. So I wanted to show you this amazing book that I got given. I think I was like 26 when I got given it, but this is Monet in his studio. Absolutely love seeing old photographs. So he's in his studio, he's got his massive palette. And then on the back of the book, it's Monet in his garden. And I thought, how amazing would that be if like you had a really gorgeous garden, you imported cherry trees and you imported certain, well, you didn't need to import cherry trees nowadays, but imagine you import all these exotic plants back then and your whole garden becomes this amazing thing that you can use as a reference to paint. So I don't have a garden at the moment because I'm in a studio. And I live in a kind of like what do you call it, a loft flat. So yeah, my garden is pretty much the woods at the moment, but when I do get a garden, definitely think I'll sort of make it quite beautiful so I can maybe paint it. So what I'm going to do with you is we're going to use the chalk pastels. You could literally use oil pastels. You could use, like I say, paint on top, doesn't really matter. I'm just wanting to go into the detail, and I thought chalk's quite a nice thing to do. So first of all, I'm going to keep looking at my picture because I've got my picture in front of me. So what I want to do is the sky first. So we're going to do the big bits first. So I'm going to take my white and I'm just going to make it look more like clouds. Most of the sky here is literally white. The awesome thing about paint for me is you can go over it with pastel. Like, it's such a nice foundation to use to go over. If you don't want to go over, like I said, with pastel, then you could just add all the details with the paint. But there's just something really pleasing for me about going over with chalks. Okay, so now I want to, I love when the horizon line, if the horizon line is quite light, so that's your horizon line, and if it's quite light going into the distance, it kind of gives the impression that it's like a hazy day, and it's kind of like you can't really, or it could be a foggy day perhaps, but you can't really see too much in the distance. It kind of gives the illusion of, for me I think, it gives the illusion if it's far away. I quite like that. So I'm just putting white. I'm not really smudging, if I'm honest, as in I'm not blending. I quite like to just keep it like that for this one. Now the trees are quite yellowy, so I'm going to take, I mean, for me it's that one and that one. So I'm going to take some yellows, because if you think about Monet, it was very, you know, impressionist. It was colourful. It was a lot of different bright colours, lots of brush strokes. So if I just incorporate that with mine, you know, what I'm doing is I'm just literally blobbing on, a bit like creating brush strokes with a paintbrush. So there's my lighter trees, I like that. It's nice to go off into wispiness at the top. So if you think about a paintbrush, and if it's a cluster of trees, I quite like to do a bit of dark in between, just to show that, you know, they're different trees. So they're not just one block tree, if you like. Really reminds me of my childhood, these trees. You know, like trees that blowing the wind, the leaves. I love it. Just gives me a feeling of summer holidays when we were younger. So I'm putting quite a bit of yellow in there. If you get a bit closer, you could probably see. Do you know what, I might make that a little bit lower so you can see it. But I love adding the little bit, I think that's what I love about the chalk. I like adding little bits like this, because going over the paint is so pleasing. I'm doing it on paper, so it's obviously easier for me. But if you're using, oh man, if you're using, oh, I've forgotten the word. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've forgotten all my words today. If you are using canvas, then obviously it's going to be slightly different. There's a lot of yellow in his pictures. And yellow, I love yellow. Kind of sets things alive. There's some blue as well up here. It's lovely to incorporate the bright colours in your work. Depends what look you're going for. But I really like doing that. There's kind of a little bit of a line. It kind of does that. Got a frog in my throat at the moment. And I would think of it as the shadow, so it's like the tree reflection. So I like to get the chalk and just smudge in, because it kind of goes in like that, and it just looks, kind of looks like a reflection in the water, but not. Then, I mean, this is quite quick actually. I thought it'd take longer. So if I look at this bit here, I'm going to take a bit more green. I'm going to blob it on. So I'm looking at the picture and I'm just adding on things. I love a bit of yellow, as I said. It's not that yellow there, but I'm going to add yellow. Just like yellow. Now, it's kind of an autumny picture because you've got oranges. I love the oranges. So I'm just blobbing it on like that. Because we've got the background for the orange, you can go mad if you like, you can go wild. Can you see? It kind of looks more like a, I'm hoping you can see. The weather's changed today, so it's like slightly different. It's a bit dark, so it's hard to see. So if you go over some of the branch, so it's a bit thinner, it's almost like it, you know it's still there, but it gets a bit more lost in the design. It looks kind of cool. Bit of yellow. I think yellow sets it off really. I mean, I could work on this for several hours probably, but I kind of want to show you just, it keeps banging. It's so annoying. I want to show you kind of like the basics, because I feel like you can then go off and just create what you like. Do you know what I mean? You can Google this picture. I didn't get the name of it actually. It's a beautiful picture. So simple. But you could Google it and copy it from there using this as a starting point. Okay, so that's roughly what I wanted. What's awesome about creating artwork, I think, is if you don't like it, you just work over it. Just keep working over it till you're like, okay, I quite like it now. I'm gonna get some black and just do some, it's got some like branches here. It's quite nice to draw it with the chalk because it comes out lighter. Can you see? I like that. It does remind me strangely of autumn though, because it's very autumny. I'm just going to do it a bit lighter there because it is super dark, isn't it? I did it. Bit of orange. Okay, so tree in the background. I'm going to take those two colours again, green and yellow. So I don't have to put too much detail. Because it's in the distance, there's no need. And I'm going to go over, I don't know if you can see, I'm holding it like that. I'm going to go over some of it to get rid of the black painted line, but also it adds quite nice texture to it. It's quite nice. And then what we can do with the chalk is we can add the shadow in. Might get like a super dark brown, super dark green. Do you ever get a day where you just literally forget your words? So I'm drawing in the grass now, and I'm just having a bit of fun drawing it in, even though it probably doesn't sound like I'm having fun. I think it's because I'm not looking at it. Like if I was right there looking at it, I'd see what I'm doing, but I'm almost just going on feeling and thinking, okay, it feels good, and hoping that it looks good for you, that it's what you want to achieve. I love a bit of yellow, as we all know. We all know this now. So I'm just going to add some yellow. It's quite nice to have that difference in shadow. I think that's really important in a picture. Still got this wedding present that I really do need to give to my friend. It's about probably 10 years old now, because I started it and I'm still not happy with what I did. So I still haven't given it to her, and it's my mission this year to just drop it round as a surprise and say, I'm done. I think by that time she'd have forgotten that I'm doing one, really. So there's the grass. You can probably see that quite well, hopefully. What I normally go on, and this is what you can do, I just look at it and think, does it feel right? I mean, it sounds weird, but when you go on feeling, I've got a bit of white now. I'm just gonna do like bits of the water white. If you go on feeling, you can't really go wrong. So if you think, I like it, but I want to add more, just go on that feeling and do it. Like, you don't need to sort of ask someone, what do you think? Because they wouldn't know, because it's your picture. Do you know what I mean? It's all about building up your confidence in making your own choices. That's pretty much, I think, what art's about. And that transfers to other areas of your life, so you end up being more confident with some things, like choices in your life in general. I know it sounds a bit deep, but it's true. It's like I end up thinking, oh, now when I make a choice for something, I'm like, okay, I feel pretty confident about doing that. I'm just going to add a bit of white in there, because on the video, here it looks awesome, but on the video it might look quite dark, I don't know. Right, so all we've got to do now is this bit. So if I think about it, I've got the long bit there. They're all silver birch, I believe. So I've got the black line from yesterday, which is awesome, which is brilliant. I keep saying awesome, like a child. Awesome! I can't stop it. And then we're just going to do some orange. Now I want to go over some of, I feel like someone's knocking on my door, but it's literally. So the beauty of chalk, as I say, is you could just go over it with different colours. It just looks awesome. It looks really nice. Actually, I might move it over a bit. Bit of yellow, because we all love yellow. What is it that's banging? I feel like I've sorted out the angle now of what the picture looks like, so you can see it better. And now there's banging from the board. So what we're trying to do is copy his picture as a reference, but create, from the reference of his picture, create more of a picture that you enjoy looking at. So I like his piece of artwork. I've got white on there for this, so don't worry. I would copy it almost identical, but there's something quite nice about looking at your work and then going, is it enough? Do I want to add more? Do I want to put something else in there? I might go over there. So it's not about copying an artist piece. It's about using that artist piece to help you do your own work. That's what I do. So with this, I will sell it. Because it's something really beautiful to look at, and it's an, what's the word, not adaptation, it's like a helpful kind of guide to what you're drawing almost. I feel like I'm just mumbling now. It's, you know, I don't know about you, if I'm doing art, I just generally go off into my own little world of talking and then realise I'm being filmed. So we want to do a bit more orange. Now it's quite tricky for me to, not to moan, but it's tricky for me to go over there because I need you to see what I'm doing, but then I don't want to block the view, but then I can't really see. I've put a bit of blue there. Blue, it just looks really nice to add your own colours in. That's the beauty, I think, of Impressionism, of those artists, because they used more than, you know, more than the simple colours like Constable. And it's just lovely to see all the bright colours. Really like that I put blue in there. So I would say, I'd have to probably go over these because I've not coloured them in, but I would say I'm almost happy with that. Because it is chalk, I have to spray it. So I'd get a hairspray and I'll just spray over it so it's a little bit finished. I'm tempted though. I love the blue. Just think it looks lovely. And it's nice because if you think about water coming this way, it's not gonna be that way, the water, when you do it. It's gonna be that way because it kind of ripples over. Gonna do a bit of blue. It's funny because now I'm just going off what I want to do, so I'm thinking, it's brilliant actually, because once you've done painting for a while, you start to think, what does it feel like to do more? So I look at it and I think, right, I need to add more, and I'm going to add blue, and even though he hasn't put blue in his, it's something I want to add. Really is quite pleasing to have the confidence to create the pictures you want to do and create the feeling you want to have. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's really nice. It's really nice. I like it anyway. I'm going to do a bit of a... I like that. Did I say that I liked it? Just doing a blue background, it just looks nice. What's nice about using different materials as well is you can learn how to sort of manipulate them, so change them and see how you feel. If I had more time, I'd probably work on the trees a bit more. You know, I could probably Google a picture of a silver birch and then just work on that. I've got this picture that I'm working on actually at the moment. It's just not going to plan. I'll just show you. Let's see if I can... Oh, okay. So it's this, but the top bit I can't quite get right. So it's like a journey painting, because you just think, oh, I'm never going to get it right, and then you think, okay, just take a break. Doesn't matter. Just focus on trying to do something that is kind of nearly there, and then just keep practicing. Ultimately, if you never give up, then you're on to a winner. Because it's the people that give up that never really find out how to do it. But if you just keep at it, then... Ooh, I like that. I do find accidents are great as well in art. You'll do something and you'll think, oh, I quite like that. I'm just going to do up here because it doesn't quite look right. It looks like it's part of the... There you go. Alright everyone, have a go at doing that. Just don't pressure yourself. I think the biggest thing is don't pressure yourself. Don't try and make it look perfect. Just explore doing it. Enjoy doing it. I think that's the biggest thing. If you don't enjoy doing it, you're not going to really enjoy the finished result anyway. But if you enjoy the journey of sort of putting it on the paper, looking at it, leaving it for a day, going back to it, adding more, and then thinking, I quite like that, and then giving it away or selling it. So have a go yourself, and yeah, let me know how you get on. I'm hoping it's quite a simple thing for you to do, as in it's a simple step. You're watching me, but I haven't told you step by step, whereas the kids channel I tell you step by step by step. But here it's quite nice to just use your almost intuition to think, okay, well I'll add a bit there and I'll add a bit here. The other thing I would say actually is this is super thin. I didn't realise and I just looked at the pictures. Doesn't matter too much, to be fair. But this bit's like really, really thin because it's a really small tree. But the beauty of this, like I said before, is the chalk goes over all the paint, so it's really, really fun. It's like I can put some white bits on there. I'm never going to finish now. I could literally, I do accountability hours where you just pay £2 and we all come together and, you know, we're on Zoom and we just paint. Don't talk, don't do anything, we just get our stuff done. It doesn't have to be necessarily painting, but you get your stuff done. And it's so rewarding because you're getting the things done, and I think for me that would be painting. I'd be sort of getting my commissions done, getting everything sort of sorted. It just feels quite nice. Don't know where I was going with that. I completely lost my train of thought. Right, okay, I'm going to stop now because I can't stop. I can't stop. Right, I'm going to go now. So yeah, let me know how you get on. And I'm going to put this, I might put this for sale actually on my website. I think I will, because why not? It's a lovely picture, and I'll try and do it once a week, so then maybe you can get into the swing of it and maybe do some art once a week. And I'll see you soon. Mwah.